What is up, Watch fam? Happy Wednesday, and welcome to this week's collection review. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and today we're going to be jumping into an awesome collection of a teenage fan, Norbert. Or is it Norbert? All right, before we jump into it, a quick wristwatch check. I am wearing a beautiful Rolex 34mm oyster date precision manually wound, a mint silver dial, tritium hands, tritium lume plots, everything, crisp steel case. This is just one of the amazing watches we currently have in stock in the watch shop at theoandharris.com. Okay, Norbert, or are you Norbert? I sent in his collection about a couple weeks ago, mid-October, and I loved it. It actually almost got lost in the shuffle, but I'm so glad to be reviewing it now. Really from beginning to end, every piece he has here is interesting, at least, and just terrific. Including this Nixon, which was his first watch. It's called the Murph. I know what most of you are thinking right now. Most of you are thinking, first of all, it's a Nixon, and second of all, it looks ridiculous. Nixon is famous in the watch community, or infamous, for producing, oversized, blingy watches with no actual merit. They are definitely not cheap, and worse than that, because they are so big and gold oftentimes, they get more credit and more appreciation than simple 34mm Rolexes, which definitely deserve more attention. So many people in the watch community have like a sour ass about Nixon. It's actually a very interesting piece when you look at the watch and how it communicates time. With these two discs and a button at the top right that you hold to set the time. I suppose as soon as you touch it, the discs start to slide with the minutes, and of course through the hours, and then you stop it at the appropriate time. And that, to me, is actually conceptually very interesting. So many people in the watch game are looking to make better versions of what already exists, and props, I would do the same thing. But there's a lot to be said about someone, especially Nixon, someone famous for producing nothing, to kind of, reconceive how to tell time. Props to you guys, definitely, for probably being my biggest underdog watch of at least the week, if not the month. Good job, Nixon. Okay, Norbert's first watch was something that he bought after saving up for the entire summer after his first year in law school. It's an Omega Aqua Terra Seamaster. It's a 38.5mm watch with a blue dial, an amazing case, bracelet, the whole bit. This is a beautiful watch. The size, the case design, the dial design, the color, everything is wonderful. But then you throw in this coaxial Omega movement, which is not only in-house, but supreme. In-house movement just means that it was made and conceived by the company. This watch really does not stop in being awesome from the top of the sapphire glass to the locking mechanism of the bracelet. This is a really impressive watch that I recommend that all of you look into, and its price point is pretty damn attractive too. So an underrated piece, to say the least. Good job, Norbert. Next is the famous Rolex BLNR. In my opinion, one of the most obviously collectible Rolexes, or modern Rolexes. It exists in my favorite Rolex sports line, the GMT. It's a complication that gets less appreciation than the sub, which is obviously like a big wait, what? It really doesn't make any sense if you know about Rolex. And its bicolor bezel, which is definitely the identifying feature of a GMT, is something that's never been seen before. Black and blue. I know you liquidated a lot of stuff to get it. It was a last-minute purchase. So those purchases often, feel like they happen like speed of sound. And I know that they can kind of have some buyer's regret in the beginning. But this is definitely something that I'm glad you bought. Something that's definitely worth holding on to. Okay, next is your JLC Reverso. It's your wedding watch. It's something that you would never part with. And you know what? What a good never part with watch to have. More interestingly is how long you knew you wanted this watch. Norbert went as far as to order a Casa Fagliano strap from Casa Fagliano in Argentina, which was a very, very famous boot maker. They did a collaboration with JLC. Casa Fagliano makes famous riding boots, and JLC's Reverso is a polo watch. So the relevance here is clear, and it's funny that you actually had this strap for 7 months before you bought the Reverso. Okay, next is a Rolex you bought for your wife, which one is very generous, and two, I think was a great decision. Your whole email was this awesome, letter about every watch. So it's clear that this is not just like something you spend your money on, right? And I think in that, it's very important that you share that passion with somebody that you see regularly. I think that that's just very, very important, on so many levels to satisfy, your passion and I don't know, your relationship in so many ways, right? Like, it's kind of weird if the one thing you're passionate about, your significant other couldn't give less of a shit about, that, I could just imagine that causing some sort of, a problem down the line. But props, man, very, very generous gift. Now it's my time for your future purchase and what I think. You threw out two options. One, going with a chronograph, and two, going with a Lange Sohne Saxonia. Why? Now, they're on polar ends of the spectrum, right? You're talking about Habrings and Paul Newman Daytonas. If, who knows what happens, maybe you stumble into a bunch of money. And frankly, I think that the watches you threw out were great. I would have recommended Lange and Habring, for example, as like more obscure options, but you already did that for me. So instead, I'm going to recommend something in the middle of those two worlds. Vacheron Constantin chronograph from the Le Historique line, the reference 47101. This is a beautiful watch. The price point is between $15,000 and $25,000, which I know is a lot of money, but it's cheap for the quality of watch you're getting here. Not only are you getting a beautifully designed and finished manually wound chronograph by one of the top 3 brands in the world, but the movement itself is terrific. It's based off of the Lemania 2320, which is the same movement that the Patek 5070 is based off of, just for an extra 50 grand. Not only undervalued, but a prospect for tremendous return one day. This is a watch that people aren't really going to be able to touch in the future. So that's it. That's what I recommend you take a look at. Thank you so much for sending in your collection, Norbert. It means the world to have your viewership. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please like this video and subscribe to the Theo and Harris YouTube channel for more awesome watch content. I will see you guys tomorrow.